I am Jillian Tania for Hopi High School. Our guest is Hopi Ranger Andrea Larios. Tell us what you're doing with the sex offenders on the Hopi Reservation.
My job as a sex offender registration and tracking officer is to register and track sex offenders living here on the Hopi Reservation, whether or not they're living on the exterior boundaries of the reservation, like in places in Winslow where we have land, as well as in Flagstaff we have land as well. So if there's sex offenders living in those different areas, those are the places that I have to go to make sure that they're registered. Whether they're living here, going to school, working, any one of those things that they're doing here on the reservation are things that I have to know about them so that they can register with us.
What can be done to protect students?
A lot of information and education on sex offenders is how we can go about ensuring that students know about the things and the issues that are happening here on the reservation, just for their protection. I do presentations to the community, to schools, if anybody needs, more information on sex offenders, sex offender registration, what I do within that job description. Those types of information, or that type of information, is what I give presentations on so that they are aware and educated of things that are happening with them in the community. Because if we don't let people know about it, especially our young ones are the ones that are going to be the more victimized out of everybody out here, because they are the ones that don't have a voice, but adults are the ones who are the voice for them. So in order for us to help them out that way, it's our job, I believe, that we got to have to be the first step in somebody, especially with our kids, to ensure that their safety is being taken care of.
Why is this an issue?
Sex offender registration actually, it's just sex offenders who are an issue here on the reservation because they live here with us. In instances where sex offenders who have been adjudicated within the federal entity or within the state entities, they'll come back here to stay and to live among us within the community. But now the Hopi tribe has substantially been implemented as one of those tribes that is registering sex offenders and has a registry that is out there for the national website, to where if information is found to be, that there's a sex offender living here, it's my job to go out there and register them. And that's the issue, is finding sex offenders, because you have sex offenders who have been adjudicated in a different tribe or in a different area, like in the state of Arizona. They come live here and we don't know about them, and then they reoffend and they continue to reoffend. So that's part of the issue. So the tribe has decided that, we're not going to stand here anymore and let sex offenders come here onto the reservation. We're going to come up with a plan, and we're going to come up with a code that addresses sex offenders living here. And that's what my job is to do, is to enforce the sex offender registration code and its policies and procedures.
Our guest has been Andrea Larios. I am Jillian Tania for Hopi High School.